This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Jerry. I'm so glad you're still with us.
Hi, say hi, Marty.
Hi, Marty. So I thought today we would talk about an experience that I saw the other day. I was driving down the road, and lo and behold, I saw a dog park, which I didn't know was there because I guess when you go in one direction, you only look one way.
Yeah.
And when I was coming back, so I pulled over and I watched.
And you're watching at the dog park. People love to take their dogs to the dog park.
This was an agility course.
In the dog
Yes,
park.
there were dogs
so they
running
had
around. It was
they had
terrific.
the course set up so the dog can jump over.
I think that's a wonderful thing
that's
for animals. It gives them
fantastic.
energy. It gives them exercise. And, some dogs, if you're not working them, like Shetlands and stuff,
of course,
they have to work.
They love to work, and they love to have a job. I mean, that's especially border collies.
Yes, they need a job, so you have
they are
to
rounding
get them
up.
exercise.
So where was this?
This was near
dog park?
where I lived, and I'm going to stop by, a couple of times.
That's fantastic, and
because I like to
agility.
watch that. It's like you go to what do you call it? The young kids when they play baseball.
Yes.
And you watch. This is dogs, and I looked up. There's a lot of animals. You know who's great for agility?
Who?
Schnauzers.
Schnauzers. Okay,
They
I did
are
not know
brilliant.
All right.
And they like agility. They like to exercise.
So you're saying this whole park was dedicated
Not
to
the whole
actually
park. I think on the other side, if you just wanted to be, one of my pet
that's
peeves
really
to
unique.
hang around.
I've
but
never
I
seen
think
one.
this is a very big thing that's coming up
I
now.
have not seen an agility dog park. The dog parks are, of course, popular all over now, and we never had that many of them. But now it's really a plus to different communities.
Some
when you
dog
say,
parks serve ice cream for dogs.
Well, wait a minute. They say ice cream isn't good for dogs.
This is for dogs.
Ice cream for dogs. So
My
ice
father
cream,
sold that.
lactose-free ice cream.
What? They sell it at Publix.
No.
Ice cream for dogs.
I've never seen
What, people give their dogs nuts?
Well, we talked about that one too.
Which is
I don't
toxic.
know. Toxic nuts.
Peanuts, not so bad, but they need to crunch.
Yeah, they need to crunch. Well, they can crunch on other
Dry food.
Dry food. Yes.
Bones.
Yes. So you had no problem with that agility park, huh?
Nope.
All
No.
right. I like that.
Why? That's not
That's
not babying an
Oh,
animal.
no,
That's
no,
making an animal work for their dinner.
I love it. I love it. Now, one of the best shows that I have ever gone to is watching we did this in Montpelier. I think you came to Virginia
Yes.
one time, and the sheepdogs were rounding up the sheep, and it was
They
at the
are
Shetlands.
unbelievable.
Absolutely beautiful. They're not called Shetlands. What are they called? Border collies.
Yes.
And so
And they are very good at agility, too.
no, they're
dance.
brilliant. They're
They
brilliant.
are brilliant animals.
Very brilliant.
And they could figure out.
On a whistle.
I have
The
seen
different
them
whistles.
move those
Yes.
sheep.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Or those goats.
Yes.
Even the ones that,
Yes.
go away from the
Yes.
herd.
Oh, they go after them to bring them, to
They
herd them in.
manipulate them right into the barn.
Oh, it was one of the best shows that I have ever seen. And what was amazing to me was by the whistle of their owner, of their trainer, just the type, whether was it a 3 whistles in a row, 2 whistles in a row, a short whistle, a long whistle?
2 whistles is a lifeguard's danger.
Is that, well, we're talking about the dogs. I didn't talk
No,
about the
but a whistle.
dogs.
A whistle. That's two
is
blows
danger.
is a
Okay.
universal danger.
All right.
And I think everybody should make sure that their dog heeds
He's
stop
this,
or come.
Well,
because a dog, they're animals. It's like us.
Yeah.
You could be standing around talking to somebody.
Yes,
and
and
forget
that's-
where you are.
Sure.
And somebody's calling you.
Sure.
I mean, not that I'm liking us to a dog, because believe me, I think dogs are a lot smarter than us.
Sometimes I think they are. There's no question about that. But that's wonderful. If you ever get an opportunity to watch that type of display, it's just phenomenal. They're brilliant dogs. They really are brilliant dogs.
There's
Nice.
this one, I saw one show during like a football game, and this trainer came out.
Yeah.
And she threw the frisbee, and the dog walked in between the legs.
Yes,
jumped
the dancing.
Oh, it
yes.
was phenomenal.
Oh, wait a minute. I just read a book about that. And the dog who could dance. And he was, a champion dancer. They listen to the music and they're working on the beat of the music. And they know the steps with their trainer, as you said, going through their legs, going around their legs, running around. It's absolutely beautiful. And the name of the book was The Dog Who Could Dance. And it's a wonderful book. I certainly would say you listen. Great book. A lot of fun.
There's a
and
lot of good
insight.
books out now with dogs.
I have to tell you, this one was also written with a little insight. I'm not going to give you too much of the story, but the gist of the story, and you know this right away, is that this dog was a champion dancer with his owner, and he gets lost, and he gets found by an elderly couple. So he's now in a totally different environment.
Really?
But what is wonderful is from the mindset of the dog, how the dog adjusts to the environment. And of course,
well, the dog had confidence, obviously. Because it was probably loved no matter how it got away.
Tremendously loved, and what the dog brought to that new environment. And so there are some wonderful books, but that one I had just read, and it was about that dancing dog. So we see that a lot too lately, which we didn't see. So it's a great time to be a pet owner, and
there's a lot of support. I mean, I deal with a lot of people that do rescues. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of support for these animals,
and don't you think
for fostering? I mean, this is a 7-day, 24-hour a day.
Oh, with the rescues now, again,
you have to be on call.
Absolutely,
these animals, because all of these animals, there's a lot of animals in shelters, and now we're coming into
millions.
Spring.
Oh, millions.
And I don't want to even go into
millions.
what we lose.
No, we don't. We're
right,
on the kill facilities, but this was
there
where
should be no kills.
Well, not they're
First of all, they have to get rid of these puppy mills.
Well, that's the whole mission of a lot of the education that's out there now.
Now that's a pet peeve.
Yes, that's a great
that's
pet
peeve. That's a puppy peeve.
That's a puppy pet peeve, and that's alliteration as good as it gets. A puppy pet peeve,
because it's certainly not like it was years ago when you wanted certain breeds.
No.
And I'll tell you, there are many breeds, full-bred dogs in shelters.
Oh, absolutely.
There's boxers.
Oh,
there
yes.
are shelters. There's poodles. There are, schnauzers. There are. You just have to go and find. If that's what your thing is.
Well, you know that there are rescue organizations that just deal with a certain breed.
Right.
The rescue
poodles
lab or rescue poodles. So you could contact, if you have your mind set on a certain breed, rather than go to a puppy mill, you can just contact those rescue organizations that just deal with that breed.
But there's a lot of puppy mills in malls.
Oh,
and you
know what? Maybe
it's
not
disgusting.
as many, but it's not. Thank goodness, I have to say, I don't see as many as I used to see, because I think people are more aware. I think that
it's torture.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
I mean, it's not like you have, a male poodle and a female poodle, and you're going to breed them.
No.
And all your friends are going to, take a dog.
I think
this is the female just breeds and breeds and breeds.
But
the
really
animals are sick.
I do think that education has helped us understand that better.
Right.
And so people now go to private breeders more. And certainly the idea that, and going back to my old favorite thing, Best Friends, I mean, one of their missions is to educate and to make sure that people understand that these puppy mills are just horrible, and that there are wonderful dogs out there to adopt. And of course, they network with your local SPCAs.
And they transport. That's a very big thing.
And absolutely.
From an hour and a half,
yes.
For each person who volunteers.
Yes.
And, these people to me are like angels.
Well, it is the best feel-good, inspirational story. If you read the backstory of Best Friends, these were about 12 or 13 young people 35 years ago who loved animals and who decided that they wanted to make a difference. And it is just the most inspirational story because they did it with nothing. They had nothing.
And they're in a great place and they have a lot of lands.
And they just had the dedication and the character that they were determined to do something about these animals.
But see, now they have because of their reputation. But in most shelters, a shelter should be tied to the front store, meaning when an animal comes in, they chip them, they bathe them, they check them out, and they bring them to the front store. So when you buy the dog, for whatever it is, when I got Daniel, it was the best $100 I spent.
Right.
It shouldn't just be from the shelter home. It should be the dog comes into the shelter, they're cared for, they're checked out. Because a lot of times when you go to look at a dog, they have an idea of the personality.
Yes.
Whether especially if they come from a foster, they know if they get along with cats or other dogs. But then it should go into a little Tony. I'm not talking like selling like a puppy store, but the front of the shelter should be where you get the puppies.
Well,
because I could not walk into a shelter and pick a dog out.
No. First of all,
I would be heartbroken.
Exactly. These animals become adoptable when they feel they're socialized.
Right.
They're healthy. If they're coming in with any problems of aggression or health problems, they're not adopted. They stay at the facility until they're rehabilitated. And if they're not adopted, they stay at that facility for the duration of their life. So, and you have to really fill out a questionnaire. They're very careful about how they place these animals. They're not just going to, like you said, they know the temperament of an animal. They're not going to match that animal with somebody whose lifestyle would not be compatible, because they give, when you adopt an animal from that facility, they're giving you a guarantee for life.
And you better get it for life. That is the worst.
Well, what they're saying is that if for some reason that animal does not work out in your home, they will take that animal back.
They don't want you
They
to drop
don't
it.
want you to drop that animal off anyplace else. They'll take the animal back. So with your local SPCAs as partnership with these big no-kill facilities similar to Best Friends,
But
I
I
think
got to
the
tell
word
you
is
a
getting out.
story, Jerry. But we'll be right back after this message from our sponsor.
Hey, cat people. Litter box smells always on your mind? Think about your cat, not the box, with World's Best Cat Litter, the litter that delivers big odor control in a tiny package. World's Best Cat Litter harnesses the concentrated power of corn to trap odors deep inside the litter. Ready to knock out smells and use less litter? Find World's Best Cat Litter at Target, Walmart, and in your local grocery and pet stores.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help. Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite. Pick up 2 bottles of Lico Chops, get the 3rd bottle free. New improved Lico Chops with omega-6, omega-3, vitamin E, and now 6 extra direct-fed microbials. Even better for the digestive tract and immune system. And dogs love it. Try Lico Chops. Buy 2, get 1 free. This is Henry Lukasevic for Dynavite.
DINOVITE.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, everybody. We're back, and I was telling Jerry I have to tell her this story. This is really amazing. There was this one dog in a shelter. I really forgot the area.
Is this a true story?
True story.
Okay.
This dog was in a shelter, and it kept getting out and disappearing,
Okay.
running away. They kept bringing the dog back. Every
to the
time he
shelter.
was adopted, and he would run away
From the home.
from the new adoptive
Right.
home.
Go back.
And either he didn't come back and they found him or whatever. But this went on 3 or 4 times, or maybe 5 times. It was ridiculous. Because there are some shelters, if the dog is a little aggressive, they won't have him adopted.
Right.
And he just
And
becomes
they shouldn't.
the matron of the shelter. So with this particular dog, everybody who adopted him, he got out and he ran. There are some dogs that are runners, you
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
Like elephants. They're running away from something or to something.
Yeah.
And they would bring him back to the shelter, and they decided that they weren't going to let him be adopted. And
so they kept him as a shelter dog.
Do you know that he was the welcoming committee
yes.
for all the dogs? There was something about him that nurtured. Because, a lot of these dogs, I mean, listen, we've all seen it, the ugly side where they shake.
Yeah.
And they won't eat, and they got those little puppy dogs. I mean, you live with somebody 11 years, and all of a sudden they go on vacation, and they come back with a puppy, and they don't want you anymore. Those people are dirtbags.
Oh, they're horrible. I don't know how they could do that.
A family member, then they were never a family. No. Those kind of people don't deserve to have
animals.
Oh,
no, absolutely not.
Or children.
Children, that's...
because you never know. But that's what this dog became. That was his story. He became... he was the welcoming committee, and he was
That was his job, and he knew it, and he knew it before anybody else knew it. He knew what he was supposed to do, and it was supposed to be the greeter, the front door greeter.
Yep.
And do you know that, I keep on bringing up my Marty, but that's what he's such a sweet dog. They would take him out from the back, and he would lie in the front. And not that he would greet everybody, but he was just a big presence there.
But you know what? Animals, you never know what type of person inspires an animal to get up, wag their tail, and have a connection.
Well,
Just like
I
people.
tell you, oh, absolutely. And I told you, it took almost a year before he wagged his tail. It took almost a year before he barked. So I know, I told you the story.
That is not one of my pet peeves. I think animals should be able to speak.
Yes, but now a barking dog all night is that's a pet peeve of mine, because sometimes
thank you.
Yes,
I'm excited.
Yes, a barking dog.
But there
forever.
are some breeds people have to be aware.
Yes.
There are some breeds, beagles. They howl.
They have a howl. It's like a howl at the moon. Oh, it's hysterical.
Yes,
and
they're cute as a button when they're little.
They are.
But my parents got a tricolor collie before I was born, and I learned how to walk on him, Brucey. I mean, the dog was absolutely gorgeous. We had him for 13 years. We're talking sweetheart. Collies.
Yeah.
And collies,
Sweetie.
and you know what's making a comeback?
Lassie.
I don't.
Lassie.
Yeah, but he's like Lassie. No, German Shepherds. And do you know
beautiful.
that German Shepherds? You know what German Shepherds are called? German Shepherd dog.
German Shepherd dog.
So you're not. So you don't think of
what?
Of a shepherd. A shepherd outside with his herd. They are the only animals called.
I have never heard of that.
With the name, with
German
the dog.
Shepherd dog.
Yeah. When we talk amongst ourselves, you'll say
German Shepherd.
Yes, and they are very special.
Well, they are.
World War II, there was that special dog, and that's what inspired Rin Tin Tin and
my
The Call
favorite
of the
show.
Wild.
Yes, my favorite show as a kid. I loved Rin Tin Tin.
Lassie. Matter of fact, I forgot the name
Mr.
of that
Ed.
dog. Yes, Mr. Ed.
Fury. Let's keep going.
Yeah. My friend Penny.
My
Flicker.
friend Flicker.
But Flicker is a takeoff of a woman who, her and her husband, they were newlyweds. I think they bought a ranch in Montana, and they had a son, and the son found this, he let him pick out this horse, and it was like a flicker, and it brought the kid out of himself.
Oh, well, that's a great story.
True stories
Didn't
by
know
a
that.
writer.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Old Yeller. That's another one.
yeah,
Another
Old
one.
Yeller.
Old Yeller.
Yeah.
Wonderful dog stories and wonderful.
Dogs are the
wonderful.
best,
They are the
man.
best. They're
What was
all
that
pets.
dog? What was that dog movie? Oh, what was it with Tom Hanks? Hooch and whatever. He
Yes,
was a
yes,
drooler.
yeah. I can't remember. Yes, they're great movies.
You have
great
to have
movies.
a dog.
I
Dogs and
think so.
babies sell.
I think so.
It's true.
It's true.
It's
It's
when
so
you get
true.
older.
Absolutely.
Who doesn't love a puppy?
No, I don't know.
Who can't smile at a baby?
No, absolutely correct. You're so right.
And
so
then
right.
then we had a standard poodle. He was a little terror, but
You did.
yeah,
No,
but brilliant dogs.
Yeah, no. My parents did not let us have any pets when I was, which is probably why I ended up having so many when I could. It's so funny.
But
because
it's very
listen,
funny because you are three sisters and you've had three dogs.
I've had more than 3 dogs.
No, but you've had 3 dogs at one time.
Oh, I've had 3 dogs at one time. Yes, and it's funny because my older sister is not a pet lover, but I'll tell you, to her credit, she always let me bring all 3 dogs when I would visit her.
Right. And she's got allergies.
And she's got
that's a good
she's
sister.
that's a great sister. How's she's phenomenal. Shout out to Connie.
I feel
fantastic.
sorry for people who have pet allergies.
I know. And
I mean,
and
it
sometimes
really is hard.
It is. But she would let me
She
bring
came
those
to
dogs.
visit me with the cats. I think she stayed 3 days. I think she lasted.
Well, 3 days she lasted. When she comes to visit me, she takes her medicine and
drugs.
Drugs
help.
That's it. But it's
and
all
changing your clothes,
and
and not vacuuming before they come.
Yes,
but there are some animals that are very good for allergies.
Oh yes, and there are hypoallergenic dogs that are very popular. I certainly like if you had that standard poodle, and so
but
many
now
of them.
they're breeding dogs, Labradoodle, Kookadoodle.
I know.
They're even breeding cats.
Well, you got to be
like
so
Munchkin
careful.
cat that doesn't have. I never saw a cat that you could.
Yeah, but
be
you know what?
to.
I think
I think it's a ragamuffin. It's got like a pushed-in face. Pet peeve.
Pet peeve. I have a pet peeve about some of these designer dogs because
I don't like
I
that.
have a pet
it's
peeve.
really, you could look at pictures. You could look at pictures of old terriers. Like
yes,
my grandmother had a terrier,
right.
And
they look nothing like the terriers of today. The whole structure.
No,
has changed.
they look like a schnauzer.
Well, look at what happened with the
whole
bulldogs.
Face changed.
Yes, absolutely. So pet peeve is absolutely
and boxers.
right.
They brindle boxers.
Yeah.
And they bred the drool out of them.
Yes. So that is a pet peeve. I'm with you on that. We can really cross a line in these designer type dogs. So I agree with you on that. 100%.
But if I knew then, or I had, would be wonderful. Your favorite animal to clone them?
Yes, no,
like
that's a
Dolly?
different. Yes. That's a different. Well, I'm sure Secretariat's owner would like to have done that.
I'm bet you they could dig that heart right out. His heart and his hoofs are buried in Belmont. That would be great.
It's unbelievable. Absolutely, that's a different story.
Or
That's a totally or Seabiscuit. Absolutely beautiful animals. Beautiful animals.
Pretty soon we'll be coming up to what is it? What is
what?
the race?
What?
What's the race? I went
Where?
brain dead. What's the race with the horses? Oh, the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, in May. Oh, yeah. We are coming up to May. Oh, my goodness. Cheryl.
Well, we're not in
Have
April
you ever
yet.
been to the Kentucky Derby?
No, but that is on my wish list.
Ah, that's a doable wish list on that.
It is.
That's a
but
totally
you really
doable
have to,
thing.
You'd have to really get a place.
Now.
That's the well, no, last year.
Last year.
But if you stay far enough away, who cares if you drive?
Yeah.
I would love to. I would love
all
to
right,
do
Cheryl,
that.
we'll have to see about that.
Yes, that would be
I think
that
so.
would be definitely on my list.
All right. Okay.
Better than climbing Mount Kilimanjaro.
I'm with you
the
on
air
that
is
one.
too thin.
The air is too thin, and the legs are a little too old at this time.
I want to remind all of our listeners that on Facebook we have Unleashed with Cheryl Kay, the radio show. And you could always contact us at the station by email. And if you have anything you want to ask us or suggest, Geri and I are here for you.
All right. Sounds great.
Until next time.
Great.
Geri, thanks for being here.
Oh, it's always a
Marty,
pleasure.
say goodbye.
Say goodbye, Marty.
I want to thank Mark, and I want to tell everybody to remember to live life unleashed.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.